Hello, welcome to this awesome Electronic Cafe Celebrates episode, looking at albums that are 40 years old.
Despite there being so many fantastic and seminal albums released in 1984, all celebrating their 40th anniversary this year, this is our 24th and final episode for 1984, so if you want to watch any of the others, do look them up and subscribe to the Electronic Cafe YouTube channel.
And for this one, we are going over to France to talk about Jean-Michel Jarre, what a genius he is, but also his album Zoolook, which was the 7th album by the French composer, electronic musician, and it was on, I think it was released in November '84 by DISCOGRAPHY. The thing about this album is, much of it was built up from samples of singing and speeching. I think it's like 25 different languages and recorded and edited in the Fairlight back in the day, which obviously at the time was just leading edge.
Zoolook was indeed a groundbreaking album. In the early 80s, sampling technology was in its infancy, and as I've said before, sampling back then was like the Wild West, in that people lazily used this new technology to crudely lift, loop and use large chunks of music straight off the records, often in an unscrupulous and unscientific way. Not though Jean-Michel Jarre. He totally got it from the outset, and he used this new sample technology to sample and process animals, human voices, speech, language, and twist, stretch and manipulate them into something completely new. Take a listen, for example, to the processed sound of elephants wailing in the opening track Ethnicolor, beautifully morphed and blended seamlessly into the music.
Some of the vocals were recorded during Jean-Michel's travels himself, and others were the result of his work with Xavier Ballinger, who's a French ethnologist who during his travels recorded a large collection of tapes for Jean-Michel to kind of have some fun with. It'd be fair to say this album is more orally challenging than some of his previous works. The album, because of that, was obviously less commercially successful, reaching number 47 in the UK charts. But in that year, the album won the Grand Prix du Disque Award by the Academy of Charles Cross. And in April '85, it won the Best Instrumental Album of the Year at the Victoires de la Musique. And at the time of its release, and I love this, NME said, strangely simplistic. This LP is like a union between Scary Monsters and Super Creeps by Bowie and Kraftwerk on speed. That works for me, and that's all I need to hear. I think for me, it's one of the most audacious works of electronic and new age music of the last 40 years, and without doubt, a concrete yardstick to measure any avant-garde music that had appeared at that time. So it's really worth checking out. It's really inventive. I believe that when he recorded some of this in New York, Laurie Anderson got involved as well. So, you know, another great name to be associated with such an incredibly adventurous piece of music.
2 singles were taken from the Zoolook album, Zoolook and Zoolokology. Dive in and take a listen to the master at work on this unique and groundbreaking album.
So, happy 40th birthday, Zoolook, by the fabulous Jean-Michel Jarre. If you haven't heard it already, go check it out.